Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this video I will show you in PHP how to get the last or newly inserted row ID using angularjs. So let's add the employee name Karthik KAR@yahoo.com and his salary is 7896. Now before insert this record to get the last ID, first we'll check the database. Let's browse the table. Right now this table contains 6 records. So when I insert new record, I want to get the last inserted row ID is 7. So let's insert the record, get the last ID. See here we got the message newly or last inserted row ID is 7. Click OK. Let's check in the database table. I'm browsing the table. See here we got the Karthik record is 7, kar@yahoo.com 7896. Let's insert the another one. Manisha man@gmail.com. Her salary is 3456. Get the last ID. See her last ID is 8. Click OK. Let's browse the table. See here we got the Manisha details. The employee ID is 8. We are using angularjs to get the last or newly inserted ID in PHP. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. Before writing the coding part in PHP to get the last or newly inserted ID, first we'll check the table and the column names in phpmyadmin, which is MySQL server. The table name is the EMP details, which contains 4 columns: EMP ID, EMP name, email and salary. Now my aim is I want to get the last or newly inserted row ID, the employee ID on the browser when we are inserting the new record into this table. So let's write the coding part. For this video tutorial I am using Notepad++. Now in this new one page I am adding a PHP code. Now in this PHP code I am declaring the connection variables. $hostname is equals to localhost $db name is equals to my DB name is a database name is a sample DB. The username, which is root, and the last one is a password. Here the password I left blank because I don't have any password to log into my SQL phpmyadmin database. If you have any password, please enter that one. After adding the connection variables, now I am adding my connection string. $con is equals to mysqli underscore connect method. This connect method takes 4 parameters. The first one is a host name. Copy this one and paste here, comma. The second parameter is a username. Copy this one, comma. The third parameter is a password. And the last one is the database name. After adding the connection properties, the next step I am adding the JSON decode method. $info is equals to JSON underscore decode method. This decode method takes the file underscore get underscore contents PHP :input. After adding the JSON decode method, now I am adding the 3 variables, the employee name, email and salary. $emp name is equals to mysqli underscore real underscore escape underscore string. Now this method takes 2 parameters. The first one is a $con. Copy this one and paste here. comma, and the second parameter is the info. We are sending the information through the text box controls. Here I'm adding the text box name, emp name. The second variable is the email, mysqli string $con $info salary. The last one is a salary is equals to mysqli string $con $info, and the last one is a salary. This one is not salary, it's email. The second column name is email. After that, I'm writing the insert statement for $query is equals to insert into the table name is emp details. Copy this one, paste here. The column names are emp name, email, and the salary. Values. In this values between single quotes, I'm adding these variables $emp name. Copy this one, comma between single quotes $email, comma between single quotes $salary, semicolon. In the last statement, if the records are inserted successfully, I want to display the message the last inserted row ID. If mysql query method, this query method takes two parameters. The first one is a connection object, and the second one is a command text, which is a $query. Once the records are inserted successfully, I want to display the message echo newly or last inserted row is. To get the last inserted row ID, dot mysqli underscore insert underscore ID, I'm adding the connection object. In the else part, if the records are failed to insert, I want to display the message failed to insert. That's it. We have written the server-side scripting part to get the last row inserted ID. Now, before writing the angularjs functionality, first we'll save this new one page. I'm saving this file in the www, which is a root folder. Last underscore id hyphen angularjs anj.php. Let's save this file. Now let's add a new page. Now in this new one page, I'm adding a simple HTML code. HTML, close the HTML tag, header section, headers, body. I'm closing the body tag. Inside this body, I'm adding center tag, close center tag, h1. I'm closing the header tag h1, php, how to get the last or newly inserted id h2. I'm closing the header tag h2 using angularjs. Horizontal line. Now after the horizontal line, I'm adding 3 text box controls and 1 button control. The first one is a employee name, input type is equals to text between double quotes, this attribute, break. Let's copy this one. The second one is the email. I'm changing the label email, and the last one is the salary. After that, I'm adding the last control, which is the button control. Input type is equals to submit, value is equals to get the last ID. I'm closing the control. Now before adding the angularjs functionality, first we'll save this file. I'm saving this file in the same root folder www. I'm saving this file last-id anj. I'm saving this file as a HTML extension htm. Save this file. Now before adding the angularjs functionality, let's check the basic output, how it looks, the designing part on the browser. And here we got the output of that HTML code, which contains at this moment the header tags, 3 text box controls and 1 button control. Now the last step, using AngularJS, when I enter the employee details, I want to get the last inserted row ID. So when you are using AngularJS, the main important, we require the latest AngularJS CDN link. Let's open the browser, search for AngularJS latest CDN, and from the search results I'm selecting the first option, angular.js. And in this website angular.js, you can find different CDN links of AngularJS, Angular, Angular 2. I'm using AngularJS, so I need the version 1.5.11. Let's select that one. Once you select this version for AngularJS, I need the CDN link, this one, angularmin.js, this part. Let's copy this one. I'm adding in the header section of our HTML page. Script source is equals to, I'm closing the script tag. After that, I'm adding another script for the AngularJS functionality. This is as small as variable app angular.module. Between double quotes, I'm adding the AngularJS application name. So after the horizontal line, I'm adding a new div container. Let's close this div after the button control. And this div, I'm adding the ng-app is equals to my app is the Angular application name. When I declare ng-app directory in this div means what are the elements we are placing inside this div that belongs to this AngularJS application. So let's add that AngularJS application name, which is my app, comma. Now we need the controller. Now in this controller, between double quotes, I'm adding in the same div ng-controller direct to my controller. Let's add this controller name here. Create the function. In this function, I'm adding two properties. One is a scope, and the second one is the HTTP. Now in this function, $scope dot insert record function name, this is for that I'm using $http dot, we are posting the data between single quotes, add this file name last f1 id f1 anj.php. Let's close this semicolon. Now between these curly braces I want to post these values. Let's add those ones. Between single quotes I'm adding emp name colon $scope dot this emp name. We are sending this information. I'm calling here comma between single quotes. The second one is the email $scope dot email. Remember this one, email, and the last one is a salary. Copy this one. Between single quotes, salary colon $scope dot salary. I'm pasting. So once the record is inserted successfully, I want to display this message. For that I'm using the alert message. So after the post method, here we don't require to close. I'm using another function success function data here. I'm closing the bracket semicolon alert. I'm adding this data. After that I want to clear the text box values. $scope dot emp name is equals to null. $scope dot email, copy this one, paste here, is null, semicolon, and the final one $scope dot salary is equals to null, semicolon. Now the last important part, in the text box and button control we need to bind the ng application attributes. ng-model is equals to between double quotes I'm adding the emp name. Copy this one, paste here, and the second one ng-model is equals to email, and the last one ng-model is equals to salary. Copy this one, salary. And the last one is a button control. I'm adding ng-click event is equals to between double quotes I'm adding this function name insert record. That's it. We have done the complete coding part. Let's save this file. We'll check the final output on the browser. So let's add the employee name Karthik KR@yahoo.com and his salary is 7896. Now before insert this record to get the last ID, first we'll check the database. Let's browse the table. Right now this table contains 6 records. So when I insert new record, I want to get the last inserted row ID is 7. So let's insert the record, get the last ID. See here we got the message newly or last inserted row ID is 7. Click OK. Let's check in the database table. I'm browsing the table. See here we got the Karthik record is 7. Kar@yahoo.com 7896. Let's insert the another one. Manisha man@gmail.com. Her salary is 3456. Get the last ID. See her last ID is 8. Click OK. Let's browse the table. See here we got the Manisha details. The employee ID is 8. We are using angularjs to get the last or newly inserted ID in PHP. That's it.